Hey, Mike Brookfield's here. What's going on? It's been a while. So I've talked about kind of Clapton in the 80s quite a good bit on this channel, but there was a South Bank show around about 1986 or something like that, and I taped that off the telly, and along with the kind of the live at the NEC with Phil Collins and Greg Fillinganes and Nathan East, that was probably the most watched thing that I watched anyway around about that time. And that's how I got into guitar, really. That was my gateway into being addicted to this plank of wood with strings across it. So the little clip of him playing, sitting on the couch just popped in my feed there very recently. So I thought, I used to jam along to that documentary all the time. There's bits of him playing along with, playing When Did You Leave Heaven, the big Bill Brunsey tune and things like that. And I think it's just these little small snippets that you actually learn a lot from. I put up the last video I think I put up was I Shot the Sheriff, where I play like that whole solo from 24 Nights, and it's as a lesson you could argue there's too much there for people to digest. So I thought I'd flip it and go the other side and just give you this tiny little bit of information, but it's something that I found really, really useful getting into Clapton's style, and I'm presuming because you're here, you're into that as well. So let's check it out, will we? So I'm going to play along with the video. Hopefully it doesn't block it on me.
That's the groove, and it would be... That's just me singing, really.
Okay, it's really short, isn't it? But there's a lot in there you can steal, and it's like when I look at my improvising kind of style, I popped up a few vids over the years of me playing live and stuff, and it's pretty much that, with a few extra things that I've learned along the way off Stevie Ray Vaughan and my jazz studies and things like that. So, but the foundation of vibrato and moving around using open strings and stuff like that, that staccato kind of thing. I'll play it through again. It's kind of tricky because he doesn't exactly play in time, because obviously he's just demonstrating on the couch, so he doesn't have to, and he speaks in the middle of it. But I'll just go through it. I'll go through it one more time, then I'll break it down.
That's the groove, and it would be... It's just me singing, really.
Okay, so he starts off playing the riff, and he does a little kind of, and then he plays this little 1, 2, which is classic because he's picking and he bends up. He doesn't pick again. He goes back down and up again. So it's that kind of, and then he goes, and then plays the 15. So it's really nice. And sometimes you think that he might do that because he has the pure volume of the stage, but here he is on his couch doing the same thing. And then he goes, it's just me singing, really, and then he goes into, and it's that vibrato on the penultimate note on the 12, and then the staccato on the 14. So how many times have I mentioned that on this channel? So where are we? So just in that one lick, you've got to bend down, and Clapton loves that, doesn't he? He loves to go. He loves to do those notes where it's in a pre-bend, pull off. So there's a staccato note even before the vibrato. So staccato, vibrato, staccato, staccato, vibrato. And then he does a bend down again. So he loves to start phrases on a pre-bend, doesn't he? And then vibrato again. That's classic. And then he comes down the neck and he does, and even that staccato. I played 2 and said 2 instead of, and then you can really hear kind of a chorusing effect on his guitar there. I'm not doing that because I'm not a big chorus fan. I love Leslie's and I love Univibes, but I wouldn't be a big chorus kind of dude, so I'm not going to dig out a chorus pedal just to do this bit. What am I using? I'm using this is a custom shop Strat 59. I'm using a Friedman Golden Pearl into a PV 5 watt. That's it. Nothing else. All just kind of straight rock and roll. So what were we got? And then he plays a D. And then, so even when he's playing in the BB King box, if you like, he does a little staccato, ba-da, ba-da. How many times does he go ba-da in this solo? You know, well, a few. But it's that staccato thing, isn't it? I'll play along with it one more time. And
That's the groove, and it would be
15, not 12.
just me singing, really.
Okay, some beautiful stuff in there. So if I was going to solo, you know, that's just me kind of messing around with similar kind of articulation, really, isn't it? Because articulation is like staccato, vibrato, legato, all of those kind of things, where it's how you play the note, not necessarily just the note that you're playing. Because it's very simple, isn't it? The note choices, it's not complex. The note choices, you can analyze it and go, well, it's in the pentatonic scale. And he's kind of clever because he's very aware of that D chord. So he's not just blanket playing in E. He is aware of that D, and he kind of, his note choices maybe intuitively kind of reflect that. But it's really the articulation. And he says, just after he plays it, he says,
It's just really all it is a voice. You know, it's got nothing to do with technique at all.
it's got nothing to do with technique at all. Now, obviously, it does require a certain amount of technique. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to pick and play it with speed or bend accuracy and things like that. So there is technique involved. But I think what he's saying is that it's the voice and articulation is how you play the notes, not necessarily you know, that harmonic analysis of the notes. It's got nothing to do with playing scales and things like that. It's how you articulate the notes, and that's your kind of vocal style, if you like. That's how I'm interpreting what he's saying. So things like staccato. So if I play through a few licks again where he goes like, you know, the mixture of ba-da, you know, you didn't do bends come under articulation, you know what I mean, because it's not you're playing a series of notes. When you bend a note, you're kind of scooping through a whole bunch of notes, doesn't it? And do you hit that note super accurately, or is it slightly short? And sometimes it's okay if it's not super perfectly in pitch. If you listen to all the blues masters, that's something about the tonality that you kind of hear in the blues, that it's not 440 equal temperament all the way. It's that slightly microtonal thing that makes it sound really kind of cool. So just you can anyway experiment with that, have a little bit of fun. I thought it'd be a fun video to put up, and something that when I see, I kind of go, geez, when I think about it, that's quite important in my development as a guitar player. It just came around at the right time, and it definitely helped me in its simplicity as a video to get things like vibrato and note choices and things like that down. Hope that helps, guys. Keep it burning. See you on the next one.